So I've got a few seedlings to plant because I am a bit late getting my summer garden started, so we're sort of nearing the end of spring at the moment. We've got seeds in, so I'm just topping it up with a few seedlings to bridge the gap. I have found a few little tomato volunteers in other parts of the garden from the compost, so I've popped a few of those in. And look at the celery has come back pretty good. Alright, so burying it as deep as I can. Now I've got a few chilies and I'm going to pop these in the other two beds because those get the most sun and chilies can handle some heat. So this is the Hungarian yellow, which is just a mild chili. And I've got lots of my red cayenne chilies that are all self-seeded from my one out the back. So I've got a few of them around. So there's actually 3 tomato plants in this one, which is why I grabbed it. So we love a bonus plant. So I'm just going to split these up. This one is Aunt Ruby's German green. So this is a larger tomato, and I'm not growing very many large tomatoes because of my inconsistent watering. Everything is watered by hand in these gardens. I put one here. Again, let's bury the stem as much as we can. And lucky last, I'll put in the middle here. So this one is a chili. This one's called Big Jim. Oh, and there's 2 plants in there as well, which is what we like to see. I'll just carefully break those apart. Some of the seeds that we already planted have popped up. So those are the round zucchinis, and they sort of trail along the ground. So they'll go along the back there, whereas these will get a bit taller. Where can we put this? And another Big Jim here. And I know I planted seeds all in here, but you know what? If they pop up, they pop up, and we've already got some popping up. So these little cucumbers that I'm going to train some wires up here in the corner. And of course, the radishes are definitely first to arrive, popping up straight away. I reckon tomatoes will be next. We'll see. Purple basil. I've got heaps of green basil self-seeded, but no purple basil. So let's chuck some of this in. I'm going to stick the basil, she's a bit dry, on the edges. And there's like 4 in here, so you can sort of carefully separate a few of them. This is a hybrid one, so look at the speckles on that. I didn't plan on planting so many seedlings this year, but things happen. Let's do a little bit of a plant haul. It was my birthday last week and I got some vouchers, so of course I used them on plants. So to start off with, I got some chilies. So chilies love warm weather and I have plenty of that out here, so I'm going to capitalize on that and use quite a few of these chili plants to grow out here. And this one is the Bulgarian carrot, which I've never heard of, and it has 2 plants, which we like. What else have I got? I did get a little bit carried away with the chilies. When I get onto something, I have this thing about collecting, and I just want to collect all the different varieties, as you may have noticed. So this is another chili. This is the Anaheim. I think they're all mild because I'm not a big hot chili person, so they're all mild chilies. And I have got a sweet chocolate capsicum. Then I picked up some just some little marigolds. Got 2 different types here that I'm going to put around the place. Got the candy cane striped capsicum, which I love. It's another interesting one to have in the garden. Then I think that's all for the chilies. Yes. So then I've got a couple of tomato plants. This one is honeybee yellow cherry tomato, and this one is Rapunzel, which is like a long, meter-long truss tomatoes, so that's exciting. And then I have grapes. So I had 2 grapes planted for this arbor. One of them died over winter. The other one is growing, and that's a black grape. But green grapes are actually my favourite. So the one that died was green. So I've replaced the green with apparently 2 different greens. So I've got the Sultana and the Perlet, and I also got a red flame seedless. So these were super cheap, like $12 or something, $13. So I'm going to spread them around this arbor and grow them across, because the great thing about grapes is that you can prune them back each year. So I can sort of push it and have a few more varieties to grow and prune back. It's worth taking a look at the weather and seeing if there is going to be a drop in temperature, because last week was 36 and this week we're only getting low 20s. So much better to plant this week than last week. Silver beet is pretty well done. It's been in here for a good few seasons. Might just cut it off actually. And it just doesn't like the hot summers. So, go into the compost for you. All right, let's get in a chilli. Now the hard thing is that I planted a bunch of seeds, and so I'm not entirely sure where they are, but there are some popping up. This one's quite bushy and it's got some little side branches down here that I'm going to trim off, and we're going to plant those in another garden to get some extra plants. Look at all these free plants. And I'll just cut off some of these bottom leaves so I can bury it a bit deeper. Tidy that all up. Cut that off. Oh, the crows are out today, aren't they? Let's get that down. Tomato cuttings are one of the fastest way that you can get a lot more tomatoes growing in your garden. Just cut off the side branches and either root them in water or put them straight in the garden. As long as they stay moist, they will produce roots off the whole stem very, very quickly. So I'm going to take off all the leaves that touch the ground, because we don't want that. Let's get our capsicum in. Now this one has a little baby capsicum on it already, which I'm going to take off just to allow the plant to concentrate on growing a little bit more before fruiting. Get it established. Oh look, we've got a little tomato popping up here. Again, we just clean up all the bottom, especially any leaves that are going to touch the ground. Even just cut them in half. This also helps them with transplantation plant shock because they don't have as much surface area to lose moisture. We've got one little side branch here, so I'm going to take the leaves off that, put that in water, and we get free plants, and we like free plants. I got an exciting delivery of plants from Daly's Fruit in New South Wales. This is the first time I've ever ordered trees online, and it was so much fun. They only deliver to WA a few times a year because of quarantine, so you have to sign up on the website to get notified. And I got the new giant avocado and also a sweet grenadilla, which is the cousin to a passion fruit. I'll be keeping these in pots over summer to try and keep them alive. I also played around with some potential new gardens, so we shall see.